Hello students, today I have come up with the next part of P block elements. Last day I have started with halogens. Today also I will continue with the halogens. Today I will start with hydrogen halides. Okay, let's start. Now, what are the hydrogen halides? Hydrogen halides are basically hydrogen chloride, hydrogen bromide, hydrogen iodide. These are the hydrogen halides. Now, first is how you prepare this hydrogen halides. They are prepared by the direct combination of hydrogen and the halogens. Fluorine is so reactive that it reacts with hydrogen even in dark to form hydrogen fluoride. Chlorine reacts with hydrogen in sunlight to form hydrogen chloride. Bromine reacts with hydrogen on heating to give hydrogen bromide. And the reaction of hydrogen and iodine requires a catalyst. Platinum can be used as a catalyst here to give hydrogen iodide. Okay? This is how the hydrogen halides are prepared. More than the preparation of hydrogen halides, what is important is the properties. So I'll come with the properties, and the first property is polarity. Polarity of the hydrogen halides. Now first I'll come to the order, polarity order. Polarity of hydrogen fluoride is more than that of HCl, which is more than that of HBr, which is more than that of HF. So the polarity of the hydrogen halides decreases in this order. Now why? What is the reason behind it? You know that the electronegativity order of the halogens is this, that is fluorine is most electronegative, and as we move down the group the electronegativity decreases. We all know this. The electronegativity of hydrogen is constant in case of hydrogen halides, and the electronegativity of hydrogen is less, around 2.2. So, since the electronegativity of fluorine is most among the halogens, so the electronegativity difference between hydrogen and fluorine will be the most. As a result, HF bond is most polar due to highest electronegativity difference. In case of iodine and hydrogen, the electronegativity difference between hydrogen and iodine will be the least among all the hydrogen halides. So the HI bond is least polar due to less electronegativity difference. Okay, so this is the polarity order, that HF is most polar and HI is least polar. Next I'll come to the acid character or the relative acidic strength. This is another important character. you all know that, you all think actually, or you all know that more the polarity of a bond, the acid character of that bond is, or the acid character of that molecule is the most. But before showing that, let me show that what happens in case of hydrogen halides, how they show their acidic character. Hydrogen halides are, X is halogen atom, fluorine, chlorine, bromine or iodine, anything. For hydrogen halides, as hydrogen halides are soluble in water, they dissolve in water to get ionized into H3O plus, and along with that X minus or the halide ion. Now, as fast the H plus will be ionized, the faster H3O plus will be formed, and the acid strength of that halide will be the most for whom the H plus is easily ionized. Okay, now before this I have shown you the polarity order. You can say that since HF is most polar, so the acid strength can be same as the polarity order. But here the case is different. Here in case of HF, fluorine's size is the smallest and iodine's size is the largest. So the overlap of the orbitals of hydrogen and fluorine will be the best because of the comparable sizes of fluorine and hydrogen. But in case of iodine, whose size is much bigger than that of hydrogen, here in case of HF, the orbital overlap is perfect. But in case of HI, there will be orbital mismatch because of the higher difference between the two atomic radii of the two atoms. Orbital mismatch. So orbital overlap will be weak. As a result, HF bond is strong, whereas HI bond is a comparatively weaker bond. So HF, since the bond is strong, its bond dissociation energy is very high, which will decrease as you move from HF to HCl to HBr to HI. So the breaking of HF bond is difficult, whereas as we move down the group, the breaking of HI is very easy. Okay, so H plus will be easily ionized. H plus will be easily ionized for HI, whereas H plus will not be easily ionized for HF because of the strong HF bond. So the acidic order is just the reverse of the polarity order. Acidic order is like this. This is the acidic strength order. Okay. So next I'll come to the metal halides. Hydrogen halides are more or less completed. Next I'll come to the metal halides. In case of metal halides, the metals with low ionization potential will form ionic halides, and the metals with high ionization potential will form the covalent halides. Okay, now okay, another important property here is that you should know about this, that PbCl2, that is lead chloride. Okay, before coming to this, let me come to few other things. There are different oxidation states, such as certain metals are present in different oxidation states here. For example, tin presents a class 2 oxidation state forming SnCl2. PbCl2 also is formed in class 2 oxidation state. SnCl4 is formed in class 4 oxidation state. PCCl4 is formed in class 4 oxidation state. Okay. Now here another thing I want to just tell you about this. This is an important part. That is PbCl2 is found more than PbCl4. The reason for this is inert pair effect. Now what is inert pair effect? Okay, to show class 4 oxidation state, the 6s orbital has to take part, for Pb, the 6s orbital has to take part in the bonding, or the s orbital has to take part in the overlap. So, inert pair effect means the s orbitals are unwilling to participate in the bonding or unwilling to participate in the bond formation or overlap. So, the class 4 oxidation state is not that stable as the class 2 oxidation state, because for class 2 oxidation state, the s orbital need not participate in bond formation or need not participate in the overlap. Okay, so PbCl2 is found much more than PbCl4 because of the inert pair effect, and inert pair effect means unwilling participation of the s orbitals in bonding or orbital overlap. Okay, the next part is the reaction with oxygen. Reaction with oxygen. In case of fluorine, two compounds are formed. Remember one thing, for fluorine, since the electronegativity of fluorine is more than that of oxygen, they are known as oxygen fluorides. This is oxygen difluoride and this is dioxygen difluoride. For other halogens, they are known as iodine oxides, chlorine oxides, like that. Because for other halogens, the electronegativity of oxygen is more than that of the other halogens. But fluorine's electronegativity is more than that of oxygen. So these two are named as oxygen fluorides. Oxygen difluoride, dioxygen difluoride. The structure is important. This is the structure of OF2. And this is the structure of O2F2. Here the structures of the compounds are important, okay? Next I will come to the structure of OCl2. Okay, bond angle is 103 and the bond angle is 111. Now you can ask me a question, or a question arises here, that both fluorine and chlorine are halogens. The structure is same. They are bonded to oxygen only. Oxidation states also are same in both the cases. Then why the bond angle of OFO is 103 but the bond angle of ClOCl is 111? This is because of electronegativity. Now what actually happens here is that on oxygen there are two lone pairs in both the cases. In case of chlorine, the electronegativity of oxygen is more than that of chlorine. So here the shared pairs of electrons, these two are the shared pairs of electrons of this bond. These two are the shared pairs of electrons of these two bonds. These shared pairs of electrons are shifted towards oxygen. So oxygen already having two lone pairs, along with that two other shared pairs shifted towards the oxygen. Here lone pair repulsion will occur, and repulsion will occur. As a result, the bond, due to repulsion between, the bond angle increases. In case of fluorine, opposite happens. Fluorine is more electronegative than oxygen. So the shared pair of electron is shifted towards fluorine. So the lone pair repulsion does not occur in case of OF2. So the bond angle is less than that of OCl2. Okay. Next I will come to the other structures of the other oxides of chlorine. This is Cl2O. Cl2O6. Listen, Cl2O6 structures can be of two types. One is the direct chlorine-chlorine bond, and other is through the bridge bonds. These two are bridge bonds. The structure can be either this or this. Okay, and the last structure, okay, this is the last structure of the oxides of chlorine. Structures are very important here. You must know the structures. Another structure is of iodine pentoxide. Iodine pentoxide. Practice the structures here. The structures here are important. Next is the reaction with ammonia. This you all know. These are easy parts. Reaction with ammonia. When ammonia reacts in excess, here ammonia is given in excess, and in the other case chlorine is given in excess. Okay, in the other case here chlorine is in excess. These are the reactions of chlorine with ammonia. Okay, the next part is Oxo acids. This is another very important part. Very important part. Oxo acids. Fluorine, because of its small size and very high electronegativity, it can only form hypofluorous acid. You can write this like this, or HFO. Hypofluorous acid. It does not form other oxo acids. It only forms hypofluorous acid. Chlorine forms a range of oxo acids. Hypochlorous acid, chlorous acid, chloric acid, perchloric acid. Bromine forms hypobromous acid. It does not form bromous acid. Bromic acid, perbromic acid. Chlorine forms iodous acid. Does not form iodous acid. Iodic acid, periodic acid. Now, along with this, you need to know the structures for all these oxo acids of chlorine. Others you need not know, but the oxo acids of chlorine are important here. Hypochlorous acid, okay. Hypochlorous acid, chlorous acid, chloric acid, and perchloric acid. Okay. Okay. Next important part here is the acidic character of the oxo acids. First, I'll come to the acidic character order for the oxo acids of different halogens having the same oxidation number. Okay. So, first, let me show the order. Then I'll come to the rest of the parts. Okay, here just look at the atoms, the halogen atoms. What is the electronegativity order here? You know that the compounds which will easily ionize the H plus will form acids at a faster rate, or the acidic strength of those compounds are more. So here what happens? HClO, chlorine's electronegativity is more than that of bromine, which is more than that of iodine. So chlorine will easily attract the electrons from the oxygen chlorine will easily attract if I draw the structure. See, this is hypochlorous acid here. Look at hypochlorous acid. If the electronegativity of chlorine is more, what will it do? It will easily pull the electron cloud from oxygen. As a result, H plus will be easily ionized. Here, chlorine's electronegativity is more than bromine, so it will easily pull the attract the shared electrons towards itself, and it will delocalize the electron cloud over oxygen. So H plus will be easily ionized. So the acid strength here is more for HClO and least for HIO, because the electronegativity of iodine is least and it will not be able to delocalize the electron cloud over oxygen so easily as chlorine. Okay. Next I'll come to another part. This is also very important. This acid strength of oxoacids are very important portion. Different oxoacids of chlorine with different oxidation numbers, oxidation states, sorry. This is the acid order. Okay, this is the acid order. Remember this, that this is the acid order. Now what happens here? Here I will come to Lowry-Bronsted theory. What happens in Lowry-Bronsted theory? That more the stability of the conjugate base of the acid, more will be the acidic character of the acid. Which means the conjugate base of HClO4 is ClO4 minus. For ClO3 is ClO3 minus, ClO2 minus and ClO minus. What happens here? This is ClO4 minus, ClO3 minus, ClO2 minus, ClO minus. Okay, look at this. Here there is one oxygen atom, and oxygen is more electronegative than chlorine. One oxygen atom. It cannot attract the shared, it cannot delocalize the electron cloud on chlorine as much as 4 oxygen atoms in ClO4 minus. See, here 4 oxygen atoms are there. It will easily delocalize the electron cloud on chlorine. 3 oxygen atoms. It can also delocalize the electron cloud on chlorine more than that of 2, which is more than that of 1. So the conjugate base of ClO4 minus is most stable. Most stable. And the conjugate base of HClO is least stable, because the delocalization of electron cloud on chlorine cannot be easily delocalized by 1 oxygen atom. And here there are 2 oxygen atoms, it can easily delocalize the electron cloud on chlorine. 3 oxygen atoms which can more easily delocalize the electron cloud on chlorine. 4 oxygen atoms and it can easily delocalize the electron cloud on chlorine. So this is most stable and this is least stable. The conjugate base of HClO4 is most stable and the conjugate base of HClO is least stable. So the acidic order is in this decreasing order. Okay. In the next video, I'll continue with with the interhalogen compounds, and in that video only I'll complete the halogens. Okay, thank you.